And also a reminder, actually, can you go to the next slide? As a reminder, today's presentation is for educational purposes only. Final rates, products, or services should be confirmed with the credit union representative at the time of service. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to our presenter, Jack Moore. Jack has worked in business development community engagement at the credit union for over 16 years and says his favorite part of the job is that light bulb moment when people realize how the credit union can improve their financial welfare. A couple of fun facts about Jack. He has visited 48 states in the union, as well as the Virgin Islands, and is a self-professed DFW sports fanatic. Jack, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Audrey, and thank you, Anna. For those of you that are wondering, two states I have yet to visit are Hawaii and North Dakota. I've been saying it for years now, still on my list, but whenever you have international destinations, it makes it tough to fit those in. But I know you didn't come to hear about all the places I may or may not have been. Came here to learn a little bit more about the credit union. And our goal here today really is to share some information with you, whether you are a new member, an aspiring member, or been a member with the credit union for many years. We've dug into some of our different products and services and tried to fish out some nuggets of information that hopefully can benefit you and your relationship with the credit union. So in doing that, we're going to tell you a little bit more about us, where we came from, who's eligible, what makes us different from banks. And then we'll transition into some of our banking and borrowing services, AKA our financial solutions that are privy to you. We'll close out with some financial wellness solutions. And Anna and Audrey are part of that team. Some really incredible value added services for our members that really don't cost you a dime. And then we'll summarize everything with some member benefits, some current promos, and things of that nature. So before we start here, though, we want to see who's paying attention on the call here, and we'll kick things off with a little bit of a polling question to start. Ladies, I think y'all are on mute.
I am. Sorry about that. All right, so poll question number 1. Are you a credit union member or are you a bank customer? So A is banking customer, B is credit union member, C is both, or D is neither.
I'm curious, Anna, Audrey, y'all credit union and banking customers, or are you just credit union members?
I have been a faithful credit union member since I started working at the credit union 10 years ago. Woohoo!
Love that.
Woo!
And I love it. This is my main banking credit union, place. And it's great. So the results that we have so far, it looks like 75% is saying credit union member, and then 25% are saying banking customer.
Interesting. I'll be honest, y'all. I'm both. I'm a big proponent of a smart consumer gives themselves options. So I've got a number of financial institutions, but much like Anna, I would say 90% plus of all of my financial services come through American Airlines Credit Union, and not just because I work here. I'm very analytical, and at the end of the day, our rates, our services, et cetera, are great. Audrey, are you both, or are you strictly credit union?
I am both. Yes.
Give yourself those options, right?
I am both, yes. Um,
Excellent.
it partly because I don't have a choice, but yeah, I'm both.
Touche, touche. So if nothing else, y'all, as we go through some of these different slides, just keep in mind, we're not telling you to drop everything and only do credit union things. I like to tell anybody that I interact with out in the field, we're really, really good at most things, but we're not the best at everything. And we don't want to be. We want to be really good at what we do. So think about that as we go through these different slides, tell you a little bit about us and some of our services. So a little bit about who we are. A lot of y'all might know this, but we are a full service financial institution. A lot of people say like a bank, but better. So the question is, what makes us better than a bank? Well, number one, we're not for profit. So that means anything that we make above and beyond keeping the lights on, we return those monies back to our members in the form of reduced fees, higher dividend rates on your savings accounts and your checking accounts and things of that nature, as well as lower loan rates across the board, whether we're talking about credit cards, auto loans, mortgages, so on and so forth. The other thing that sets us apart is that we are an exclusive benefit for the air transportation industry and their family members. We'll go into that particular field of membership so that you can be thinking about who you might be able to share your benefits with. A passenger on an American Airlines plane is typically not eligible, but the people that support those planes are. And here's the key difference. We are member owned. That means every person with an account at American Airlines Credit Union is a part owner. We refer to our members as member owners. I'm a member owner. Most people that work here are member owners, as well as all the members we serve. So that sets us apart from the banks where they have outside stockholders and investors, and they're typically looking out for maximizing profits so that they can return value back to those stockholders. We're looking out at how we can return value back to you, our member owners. The did you know fact here, I've got two of them here. You'll hear this throughout the presentation, is once you're a member, you're always a member. That means once you join the credit union because you're part of the air transportation industry or have a family member that does, you can keep those benefits with you throughout your entire life. I mentioned before, we don't have outside stockholders that we return dividends to. We return any profits, and I put that in quotes, back to our members. And we've paid out over $100 million in bonus dividends over the past 10 years. That's on top of our industry leading rates on savings and loans. We add a little cherry on top to thank our members for being active. A little bit more about us. I'm going to read this verbatim because this is on our walls in our headquarters. It is our vision for the credit union. And that's that every member owner realizes that his or her life and financial welfare are enriched as a result of their credit union participation. Now, that's a lot of fancy words. So what does that mean? Well, for me as an employee of over 17 years, it means that I am empowered to put my members' needs first. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that our employees are not commission-based, so we're able to truly be your advocate. We can always put your financial needs first, and we don't have to worry about, hey, if I recommend a certain product or service, it's going to line my pocket with a little bit more cash. No, we're going to look at your situation and guide you to the best solution, even if it doesn't involve us. So as you hear me talk about different products and services today, and you hear me get really excited, or Audrey or Anna, just know it comes from a place of passion. And those light bulb moments that they alluded to before, those are my favorite things to be able to help somebody and see them realize how much we can make a difference in their lives. All right, so about where you can go so that we can make those differences in your lives. So we are a travel-friendly credit union. We serve the air transportation industry, so we'd be silly not to make ourselves available coast to coast. What you're seeing here is our brick and mortar branches. So you'll see we're everywhere from San Francisco. We've got a lot in DFW because American Airlines headquarters is here, as are a lot of the employees we serve, and all along the East Coast. But not only that, we work with other credit unions to give you more access to your financial services, whether that be deposits or withdrawals in other credit union branches, or even loan payments. So we have actually over 5,500, I know the slide says 5,000, we have over 5,500 shared branch locations. You can find those locations using the URL on your screen, aacreditunion.org/locations, or you can use it in your app. And we partner with other credit unions. All you need is your account number and a photo ID, and you can typically conduct those deposits and withdrawals without having American Airlines Credit Union up on the outside of the building. Again, to make ourselves more convenient, we expanded our ATM network a few years ago, which gives you over 70,000 fee-free locations in the continental US and over 85,000 fee-free ATMs worldwide. So needless to say, if you're at a CVS, 7-Eleven, a Target, a Costco, a Publix, they all typically have our free ATMs through our co-op and Allpoint ATM networks. So Not that cash is as important these days, but if you need it, throw a rock. You'll hit an ATM machine. And an interesting fact here, here's your did you know fact. American Airlines Credit Union, through our network of free ATMs, has more fee-free ATMs than Bank of America, Chase, and Wells Fargo combined. So a lot of people have hesitations about joining a credit union because we're too small or we're not convenient or anything like that. I am here to dispel that rumor and say we are wherever you are for the most part. And on that note, it's the first bullet point here. I do have to just say this real quick. Online and mobile banking, we'll touch on that later. That's also extremely robust and gives you access whenever you're traveling worldwide. So I mentioned earlier, I would touch on who we serve. It goes without saying, our name kind of says it all. American Airlines employees and retirees, as well as the subsidiaries like Envoy, PSA, Piedmont, are all eligible. Not only that, but employees and retirees of all air transportation companies. So whether you're a janitor cleaning an airport to somebody pushing a passenger down the aisle, all the way up to the CEO of any airline and TSA would all be eligible. Something that we changed recently, and I want to just pause on this for a second, give it a little bit more time. We recently expanded our field of membership or redefined what it means to be part of the air transportation industry to students, trainees, and instructors of aviation programs. So if you or a loved one are an aspiring pilot or mechanic or air traffic control, and you are in an FAA certified program, whether you're a student or an instructor, you are eligible. And that can certainly open up your options, especially when it comes to lower than market loan rates, as well as other savings products and financial advice. So keep that in mind that this is an incredible opportunity for us to grow with some of our members as they start out their career in the aviation industry. We've also expanded it to include volunteers with organizations that support the aviation industry. For example, your wayfinders at DFW Airport or Phoenix or any of the major airports, they could join as well. And then last but not least, if you are a member, I strongly encourage you to consider sharing your benefits and your experiences with immediate household and family members. So grandparents, parents, brothers, sisters, spouses, kids, grandkids, or anyone who has a permanent address in the same household as you are all eligible. So again, think about how you might be able to bless someone else with some of the same positive experiences you've had with the credit union and share that gift of membership. I mentioned this before, but I just want to reiterate, once you join, you can keep your membership for the rest of your life, no matter where life's journey takes you. All right, so now's the time where we can transition into the meat and potatoes of our chat, specifically with some of the financial services that we can offer y'all. And I'm going to give you some little factoids as we go. But just to take a pause so I can grab a thing to drink, let's go ahead and do another polling question. What do you say?
All right, so poll question number 2. According to bankrate.com, what is the average savings account annual percentage yield in America? Is it A, 0.08, or B, 0.25, C, 0.61, or D, 1.13?
I remember during the pandemic, y'all, we were lucky if we got like 0.01 for the average, but I am here to tell y'all not to tell everybody the answer. It has gone up a little bit. So y'all remember that when it was like 0.05 if we were lucky? Yeah, those were
I
the days.
do. So I'm going to go with B.
That's your guess?
B, Jack.
That's a fair guess.
Since you said that it's increased just a little bit, so let's just play it safe.
All right, what do our folks say?
So we have here 25% is saying A, another 25% is saying 20.25%, and then 50% is saying 0.61 C. Can you enlighten us?
I can certainly enlighten you. So we checked this a couple days ago, so it could have changed, but it typically doesn't change too much. But the national average percentage yield, aka APY, is 0.61. That would be C, as of Bankrate's survey of institutions on May 19th.
Okay,
Right.
awesome. So half of our attendees got the right answer. Good job.
Indeed, indeed. And I want to point out here, here's your did you know fact for that last slide. The credit union typically pays about 3 to 4 times the national average. And when I looked it up recently, and I haven't gotten any updates on it, we are paying 1.87% APY on our basic savings. And that's almost 3 times the national average. So, needless to say, if you've got some money in a bank somewhere and it's just sitting in a savings account, consider moving it over to just have it work a little bit harder. I mean, you're not going to get rich, but it's better than getting, taken advantage of. So speaking of savings and potentially moving your account over, we've got a number of different options for you. You can read them on the slide here, but I just want to point out share savings accounts are what we call our savings accounts. And that is the most basic account you have to have with American Airlines Credit Union to be eligible for any of our products and services. So every member owner has a share savings account. We can also do what we call sub savings accounts. So you can have multiple savings accounts, and one of those might be an emergency fund to help you save for that rainy day. Share certificates and dream plan. A lot of people say, what is a share certificate? It's what banks call CDs, aka certificates of deposit. Because we're a credit union, we have a different terminology for those, but they work much in the same way, where you set up typically a set amount of money for a set amount of time, and you're guaranteed a certain interest rate for that time. And here's your did you know fact. We have a 6-month share certificate, which is currently paying 4.05% APY on amounts of $1,000 or more. And we have an awesome promo share certificate, only good for $1,000 minimum, $1,000 max, but you'll earn 9% on that $1,000 for 9 months. This is all because, as you see in the little logo, it's down here, the 90th anniversary of American Airlines Credit Union. So if you've never looked into share certificates and you're interested, take advantage of that. Last couple things I'll touch on here as far as savings go. We do IRAs to help you, stash money back for your retirement. And then we also offer Coverdell Education Savings Plans and 529 plans, which help you set aside money for college tuition for young ones, for example. And the recent law changes allow you to apply those savings from a 529 plan to trade schools and or pilot programs, things like that. So we can help you out with that, help you save for the future. As far as our checking accounts, I think our checking accounts are one of the best kept secrets at the credit union, to be honest. Just because when I look at what other financial institutions are offering, ours are super easy to understand, very basic, and the rewards are pretty straightforward. So we do have 4 different checking options. On the next slide, I'll show you a quick comparison chart, but all of our checking services include the following: direct deposit, and I'll touch on that in a sec, online banking with bill pay that can be done either from a PC, a laptop, mobile device, etc. They do all offer mobile deposit, where you're able to snap a picture, the front and back of your check, and have access to some of those funds and or have it cleared without ever needing to walk into a branch of any kind. And then our checking accounts all come with debit cards that have contactless and chip-enabled technology, and you can actually get a digital issuance of those cards if you need them right away, so that you don't have to wait on the plastic to be mailed to you. Some really, really great features associated with our checking account. And here's your did you know fact on our checking accounts. Most members who enroll in direct deposit at the credit union receive their payroll up to 2 days early. So for example, I know we get paid every 2 weeks on a Friday. That shows up in our credit union accounts Wednesday evening. So it helps you to plan for the weekend, maybe pay some things down without having to worry about it being over your head. And a lot of people really, really enjoy that feature. So as far as our checking accounts go, here's a side-by-side comparison. If you want to learn more or review this later, as Anna and Audrey said, you can always request a copy of today's deck, but you can also check it out on our website. If you were to just go to aacredit.org/banking/checking. You can find this there. The one I'm going to focus on here is our priority checking. I'd be willing to bet some 90% or more of our checking account holders at the credit union utilize this checking product. And because it's really and truly your everyday checking and comes with some of the perks that mean the most to a wider audience. There's no monthly service fees. So as long, and there's no minimum balance as well. Our recommendation though is that you have at least one transaction every few months to avoid any kind of fees or anything like that. It does come with a dividend bearing feature to it. Depending on your activity in your checking account, you'll either earn 0.05% or 0.4% APY. All of the details on that can be found online, or you can ask us and the questions whenever you receive your survey. And then it does have a foreign transaction fee rebate. There are, again, some qualifications there. Got to use your debit card for the international purposes and reach a couple criteria. But it's pretty cool to get that money back. I'll go really quickly through the others. Ascend checking is kind of our second chance checking, or somebody that just wants super, super simple with no bells and whistles. Our flagship is our premium checking. That's somebody that typically carries a higher balance and maybe has, less transactions, for example. But you do have to maintain at least a $750 daily balance before you are privy to some of the features associated with that account. And then last but not least is our U checking. We call it our young adult checking. At the age of 13, anyone in your household can open up that U checking and kind of learn underneath their parents' guidance how to spend properly, things like that. It's got some unique product features because we know young ones don't always have jobs or direct deposit or anything like that. But it is a great way to get your kids started learning about finances in general. And then I want to touch on small business banking. We do from time to time host webinars associated with small business banking. So I'm not going to go into too much detail here just because I gotta get through all the material. But our business accounts are fantastic. They do offer savings and checking features very similar to what you'll find on a personal account. But they also allow for vehicle, equipment, lines of credit. They can have business credit cards. We even do real estate loans associated with small business banking. One cool little note here about our small business accounts is that our business accounts allow for 100 free check deposits and 100 free paid checks each month. I know in looking at some other for-profit financial institutions, those numbers are much lower. They might offer you 10, they may charge a quarter a piece, what have you. So it's a nice little give back that we provide our small business owners. All right, last slide here before we pause for some questions. So if you are thinking of anything that we've covered so far, you can go and throw them in the Q&A feature in your webinar. We'll get to those right after this slide. But as promised, I wanted to just let y'all know our mobile and online banking services are fantastic, extremely robust in what you can do with them. Again, we're a travel-friendly credit union, and we wouldn't be without a very powerful tool at your fingertips. So all of our online banking features or all of our online banking accounts include free online statements. You can always check your account balances and move money in between them. I mentioned before that you can manage your debit and credit cards by digital issuance, but you can also turn them on or off, set travel alerts, things like that, all within your online banking profile. That extends to our mobile apps. They're available both on iPhone and Android, and they have almost all the same capabilities, if not all, that you can find at the fingertips of a PC. What's cool also is that mobile check deposit feature that I talked about earlier. That's definitely helped me out in the past. And we do offer some person-to-person payments through our internal pay system. I'll be honest, y'all, I usually use Venmo and PayPal and Cash App and things like that just because I've already got it synced up and everybody seems to have that. Here's your did you know fact as far as our online banking and our apps go. The American Airlines Credit Union app has a 4.7 out of 5 rating on the Apple App Store and a 4.6 out of 5 on the Google Play Store with over 100,000 downloads combined. That's really hard to get a rating like that, especially from a financial app, which just goes to show all the things you can do on it. One last thing, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it, is we did launch a new budgeting tool that is built into our online banking platform, and it's really cool. It tells you where your money's going. You can even bring in outside accounts to help you get a clearer picture on your own without having to talk to an expert of changes you might want to make, or where's all my money going, or where can I cut back? So again, it's something that we just launched in the last few months, and a lot of our members have stumbled upon it. We didn't do it with a whole bunch of bells and whistles, and are already taking advantage of taking control of their financial future on their own. All right, I've been rambling for a little while, ladies, so I'm going to grab some water and let you posit any questions that might have come across.
So I have a question here. It says you mentioned earlier a special interest rate on the savings account for the 90th anniversary. Is there like a cutoff date for that? When's the end date? Last chance they get to sign up for that.
I thought somebody told me 10 days. So basically the end of the month, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
Okay.
Let me double check. I'm
Mhm.
on the page right now. It's actually available till June 30th. And it is online. So not 10 days. Somebody must have read June or thought May. But you got until
Mhm.
June 30th.
June 30th.
Limited 9-month share certificate featuring a 9% APY, just $1,000. So you can't take your whole savings and earn a
Hmm.
guaranteed 9%. But it is a nice little
Hmm.
give back
That
and a way
is.
for our folks to understand how our share certificates work.
You don't get that everywhere, no. And then I have another question on here, which I can probably answer that for you guys. It says you mentioned a webinar for business services. When is the next one? And the next one, I have our schedule pulled up here. It looks like it would be July 16th for anybody who would like to go back onto our credit union website and register for that. Those are the only two that I got so far. Audrey, did you get any?
No, not
No?
on my side.
Okay.
Sounds good. And I will say for anyone that's interested in reviewing previous webinars, we do
Mm-hmm.
have them posted to our YouTube channel. We'll mention that in our closing announcements, but for those that might be interested, this will be posted as well.
Right. And the Q&A is still open, so we'll have some time to answer more questions at the end, so feel free to add them in there.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I got my water, took some deep breaths. Appreciate those questions. Y'all keep them coming. We talked a lot about who we are, about us, some of our different savings and banking services, if you will. Now it's time to transition into some of our borrowing services. So our loans, credit cards, things like that. But before we do that, we've got our final poll, right? There it is.
All right, poll question number 3. Which of the following products do you currently have with a bank or credit union? Is it A, a credit card, B, an auto loan, C, personal loan, D, mortgage or home equity, E, student loan, or F, I'm debt free?
And remember, you're able to choose more than just one answer, so let us know what you have.
A little bit. I'll go first here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lucky enough. I've got A and D right now. So credit card and a mortgage. So I'll have an
I
auto loan
have
soon enough. Though, trust me.
I have A and D as well, Jack.
Audrey, are you willing to share, even if you make it up?
I have right now D. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, very nice. That's it.
Nice. So curious. I'm not sure if there's any responses still coming in, but what are the people saying?
So it looks like 50% is saying credit card, and then we have another 50% saying mortgage and home equity. So the same as
All right.
us.
Seems to be popular. So we asked that question so we can kind of tailor our time to the specific products and services that mean the most to those that are joining us here today. But because we're going to post this to YouTube, we want to make sure we cover it all. With that said, if one of these doesn't apply to you, keep paying attention, because you never know when it will. You never know when you're going to need a student loan for a young one. You never know when you might need a personal loan for a quick fix. Not only that, but I talked about sharing these benefits with family members or others in the air transportation industry. What a cool gift to be able to say, hey, I hear you're struggling a little bit, or you may need a better rate somewhere else. Have you checked out the credit union? So think about it for you, but also think about it for those that that you love or that you surround yourself with. So first things first, credit cards. And a lot of people look at this as kind of a banking product because it's more of a transactionary type of financial service. But at the end, it is a loan. You're borrowing against a line of credit. So I stuck it into the borrowing side of things. As far as our credit cards go, they all have a bunch of the same features, but there are some things that set them apart. Our signature cash, well, let me back up. All of our credit cards have no annual fee. None of our credit cards, this is your did you know moment, have a transfer of balance fee. A lot of credit card companies will offer you an introductory rate that is too good to be true, but they're going to charge you 3 to 5% upfront just to transfer your balance. We do not have those. And then a number of our credit cards do have no foreign transaction fee. Again, trying to be travel industry friendly here. So let me go through these real quick. Our signature cashback card allows you to earn 2% cash back on all purchases. No annual fee, like I said. And it does come with $100 credit towards TSA PreCheck or global entry every 5 years. So nice little kickback there. Does have some other features, but don't have time to go through everything. Our rewards credit card. That's for somebody, I would say, that spends a lot on their credit card, but doesn't necessarily carry a balance. And that allows them to accrue points. We call them connection points. They are not affiliated with Advantage Miles or anything like that. It is our own credit card. And those points can be used for name brand merchandise, travel certificates, gift cards, etc. I think the first thing I bought after I had gotten enough points was a Cub Cadet lawnmower, which I still have at my house. So some really great rewards there. And then our low rate card is just like it says. It offers our lowest rate. It's going to be great for somebody that carries a balance or maybe needs to transfer a balance from another credit card to take advantage of our low rates and maybe pay it down sooner. So all of them have a distinct market that they're tailored for, and that includes our starter cards and our secured cards. Our starter cards are great for somebody with no previous credit or very little credit history that just wants something to get started, just like it says. And then our secured credit card is typically best geared for somebody that's rebuilding their credit or trying to improve their credit score. The way that works is you set up a certain amount of money in an interest-bearing account, and that becomes your limit on that credit card. As long as you are paying off that card on a regular basis and a timely basis, the credit union then reports that good activity to the credit bureaus. So it's a great way for you to kind of have a collateralized credit card, for lack of a better description. And then we have our auto loans. We do auto loans really well. And you might remember me saying earlier that we can truly be your advocate because we're not commission based. There are a lot of great deals out there right now. I'll be honest. There's dealerships though that like to move numbers around. So you may think you're getting a better rate than what the credit union offers, but you're giving up maybe a manufacturer bonus or anything like that. So what's really cool about working with a loan officer at the credit union is they can sit down and take a look at your options and tell you without their own interests in mind what's best for you. If the dealership is offering an incredible rate, they're going to tell you that. But by and large, we have extremely competitive rates, some great value-added services as well that you definitely should look into. So we do auto, we do RVs, we do motorcycles, we do airplanes, we do boat loans, you name it. If it's got a motor in it, more often than not, we can finance it. We also offer purchase and refi options. So a lot of people may have a high interest rate that they don't know how to get out of. Come talk to us. We may be able to lower your rate or stretch out your term to give you a little bit more breathing room each month and increase that, leftover cash that you can put towards other priorities. As far as our value-added services go, we offer guaranteed asset protection, aka GAP insurance. We also offer extended vehicle warranties, and we offer credit life and credit disability. If you're at a dealership and they mention any of these terminologies or they try to add on things at the very end, please do yourself a favor and say, I need to talk to my loan officer at the credit union first, because 99 times out of 100, we're going to have a lower rate on any of these products associated with loans than you'll find at a dealership. Trust me, I know firsthand. And then I mentioned before I move to the next slide, when it comes to our loans, especially our auto loans and our mortgages, please get pre-approved. Go talk to a loan officer, give us a call, go to your local branch, what have you. You've got a personal advocate in your corner at that point, and you know what you can afford, you know what your terms are going to be. You can use that as leverage in any kind of negotiations when and if you decide to talk to the finance department at a dealership. So again, get pre-approved when it comes to auto loans, as well as mortgages. You will thank me. All right, real quick, as far as our auto loans go, this is a feature that I really don't know where else it exists, but it's our timely payment discount. So the way this works, let's say you get pre-approved for an auto, you go out to a dealership, you purchase it, you're good. You like your interest rate. Maybe it's a little higher than what, a perfect credit score would have. But we're here to give you a little bit of hope that you can lower that as long as you do what's right on your own. What I mean by that, let's say you've got a 9 or 10% interest rate and you want it to go lower. As long as you have no late payments, you set up auto payments, all of your accounts are set up for online statements, and that you're doing what we require on all loans with full insurance and no title and suspense, we will automatically, without you asking, lower your your APR discount by 2% every 12 months. Obviously, we have a floor. We won't go down to zero, but it is a really nice give back for our members to say thank you for being on time, and we're here to support you as you build your life. It's a really cool feature there. As far as our consumer lending, I'm just going to kind of bucket up all of our other different loans into this category, all of our other unsecured loans. So we do personal loans, consolidation loans. You can borrow against your share certificate. You can borrow against your savings. You can have just a simple line of credit if you don't like the credit card idea. But we also offer, let's say there's a tornado or flood or a hurricane in certain areas. Our credit union cares about our members, and we typically will offer a disaster loan in FEMA declared areas. Extremely low qualifications for those, and it's a way for us to take care of those who we serve. We also offer fast funds loans, similar to like a payday advance, except you're not going to get taken advantage of by some of those sharks out there. And then we also have student lending options, whether it be an educational line of credit or a pilot refinance loan or even a college education refi loan. We do it all. And here's your did you know fact. Our consumer loans have no prepayment penalties, and the credit union by law cannot charge more than 18% on any loan products. And that includes our credit cards and our fast funds loans. I know a lot of payday lenders out there charge upwards of 50% or more APR. We can't. So if you are in a pinch and you need some cash, whether it be, for a car or whether it be to just get you by for the week, we're here for you. And then last but not least at all is our home loans. I know that the market right now is kind of shaking itself out, becoming a little bit more balanced. And we've got some webinars on that throughout the year or on our YouTube channel. But I'm here to remind you that our mortgages are one of our most incredible products. The did you know fact, and I'll lead with this, is that the credit union will service your mortgage throughout the life of the loan. What that means for you as the mortgagee is that you always know where to turn when you need a little extra help or whenever you want to improve your situation. We do traditional mortgages, both conventional and jumbo. We offer home equity lines of credit for things like debt consolidation, home repairs, or maybe even college tuition. We also offer non-owner occupied home loans. So if you have an investment property, a vacation home, or even just a second home, we can certainly help you there. We have both fixed and adjustable rate mortgages. As far as the fixed rate goes, it's just like it sounds. The ARMs, aka the adjustable rate mortgages, typically allow you to get a lower rate for a set amount of time, and we can go over that on the mortgage seminar. But it's some great products there. And then we also offer refinancing options. A lot of those, if you have a mortgage with us, can be done in-house. So we have a rate modification program to allow you to lower your rate without having to pay all the same fees that you would in a traditional refinance. We also have a thing called recasting your loan. So if you've made principal payments up front and you want to lower your monthly requirement, we can do that for you as well. Help you again increase your monthly cash flow. All that to say, I love our mortgages because they don't have any kind of an application fee. Our rates are phenomenal. We don't sell your loan, we service it ourselves. And then last but not least, I mentioned that bonus dividend earlier about what sets us apart. That bonus dividend is calculated based on the interest earned or paid into the credit union. So suffice it to say, if you have a mortgage with the credit union, you stand to get a pretty good chunk at the end of the year if and when we pay those bonus dividends. All right, we're on the home stretch. Time check, about 15 minutes. I think we're good. So some financial wellness solutions, which Anna and Audrey are all too familiar with because they are in our financial wellness department. This isn't necessarily them, but it's kind of underneath the financial wellness umbrella, and that is our flagship financial group. This is a set of financial advisors who work at the credit union to help you out with everything from financial planning to education planning and even retirement planning. A lot of people think of financial advisors of just helping out with retirement. What I really like about this group is that they look at the whole picture. They take into consideration your house, your retirement, your medical needs down the line, and they help you put forth a plan. Did you know that this group offers complimentary consultations to help design investment portfolios, guide you with retirement solutions, and more? So this is complimentary to visit with them. My dad actually went and visited with the flagship financial group, even though he had a financial advisor already, and just made sure he was on the right track. And they'll put together an incredible plan that I know a number of other financial institutions charge for. So give them a look. If you need any help with your investments, they're a great place to start. Now, as far as our other financial wellness solutions, we call these our lollipops. I talked about our emergency fund. Our credit monitoring service is fantastic. I'll touch on that. We do have the Navigator, which is a self-led educational portal that allows you to immerse yourself into articles, videos, quizzes, all at your own speed and on topics that you're most interested in. We obviously offer educational seminars and webinars because you're listening to us right now. And then something that Audrey and Anna and their group are intimately familiar with is our wellness checkup. So let me touch on a couple of these in a little bit more detail. First of which is your credit monitoring. I talked about how robust our online banking platform is, whether it be through the app or whether it be through a PC. Our online banking allows you to monitor your credit score, your credit history, things of that nature. And what's really neat about this is it does not do a hard pull on your credit. So on a monthly basis, it refreshes or as often as you wish, and it allows you just to get a pulse of where your credit score is so that you have a little bit more knowledge whenever you go to apply for a loan or anything of that nature. The other neat feature about our credit monitoring is it prevents against fraud. So if you notice or get an alert that somebody has pulled your credit and you know for a fact you did not, it's worth you investigating. So this does alert you whenever your credit's pulled and allows you to take action before it gets too painful. And then our wellness checkup. We have a dedicated team of certified credit union financial counselors, and their goal here is not always to get you out of a bruised or battered credit situation, but sometimes you just need additional accountability, support, or guidance, or just need help creating a spending plan. They also assist us with our webinars like today, at our different trade shows and things like that. And then the Did You Know fact is a few years ago, we asked all of our members to tell us how the credit union had positively impacted their life. And we got hundreds of submissions. It was one of our better member outreach campaigns. And darn near half of them pointed to the financial wellness department talking about how they had changed their lives. So kudos to you, Anna and Audrey, and your teammates and all you do. Their hands-on approach and personal touch to helping you navigate any kind of financial hardships, troubles, or just wanting to improve your situation does not go unnoticed, and our members are the true testimony behind that. So if you need a little help or you're interested in learning more about their program, feel free to reach out to them using the phone number or the email address on your screen. All right, home stretch is going to give you just a quick member owner benefit recap. A number of these things may not have been on the previous slides, but are worth mentioning. We talked about our competitive banking solutions. We talked about that we want to be your advocate. We talked about all of our convenience options. Many of you, if you're in the air transportation industry or one of our major domiciles, have a branch right around the corner or a shared branch network that can give you the access to your money as needed. We talked about the fact that your benefits can be shared with your aviation coworkers or your family. We offer new hire loans for flight attendants and mechanics and different employee groups. We offer payroll assistance that I talked about, emergency loans. We've got a number of different discounts off of our loans, which I didn't go into detail about because a lot of them are baked into our rates online. But new member discounts, direct deposit discounts, loan loyalty discounts, and then the timely payment discount that I talked about. And then the last thing, here's your Did You Know, because a lot of people don't know this. Virtually all of our branches provide free notary services. So if you needed a legal document notarized, go to your branch, deposit or withdraw what you need to, and take care of a couple legal things. They can't give advice or anything like that, but again, our branches have free notary services available to our members. All right, so that's it for me for now. We've got to stay tuned though. We've got some really good promotions and some upcoming events that we want to share with y'all. Definitely stay tuned for the promotions. We'll talk about those. But in the meantime, ladies, do we have any questions from the audience?
I have two questions that came in just kind of last minute. It says, do you offer closing credits with the mortgage loans?
Closing credits
Mhm.
towards the purchase.
Right.
We have from time to time offered a payback of your processing fee, but as far as closing
Okay.
credits, I'm not familiar with that at all. It would have to
Okay.
be a special permission. Great
Perfect.
question.
And we do offer our mortgage loan department. They also do webinars. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely be on the lookout for those. The next question, does the new hire loan apply only for AA new hires?
Typically, yes.
Okay.
Great question.
Perfect.
And that's primarily for our flight attendant and
I see
AMT
those a
group.
lot.
Yeah,
Right.
and they need a little extra help relocating or even purchasing their tools. So we have very small non-qualified loans kind of help them get started.
Awesome. Well, that's all I have. If you want to take us to the next slide, I'll go over the promos that we have.
And what I'm going to do while you're doing that real quick,
Mhm.
I'll let you start, and then midway through, I'm going to pop up the actual offers page.
Okay, sounds good. So for those on the call that would like to start their member journey today, they can easily do so by scanning the QR code and using the promo code BD4412 at the end of the application. The code will take care of the initial member deposit of $6, so you have nothing to lose. Also, refer a family member, permanent household member, or any co-worker that is eligible and join and get $25 for each referral up to 10. If you could take us to the next slide for the 90th
Well,
anniversary.
yeah, real quick, I just wanted to
Mhm,
show guys, aacreditunit.org/offers has
mhm.
all of our fantastic offers right here.
Awesome.
So
And I think the
check those out.
QR code is on the slide as well. That takes you directly there.
Okay, now you can talk about it.
There we go. So we realize that many of you already may be members. So here's a few new quarterly offers that you can take advantage of from now until the end of June for the credit union's 90th anniversary. Like Jack showed you, if you scan that QR code, you can check those out, save up to 0.90% APR on your next auto loan. Earn up to $90 when you open a new checking account, set up direct deposit, and make at least 9 debit card purchases a month, earning $30 monthly for 3 months. A total of 9 winners will win $10,000 each in our 90th anniversary sweepstakes. There's 20 different ways to get entries, but you must register to be eligible to win. Like I said, scan the QR code to check out our offers page for more details on these promotions and how to register for the sweepstakes.
Sounds
Awesome.
good.
Can you take us to the next slide? And I believe that's our last one. Perfect. So thank you all once again for joining us today. If we didn't get to your question or if you have something more personal that you would like to discuss, we'd love to connect with you. Just let us know on the survey that you'd like to be contacted by a credit union representative. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and LinkedIn, and be sure to like and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube pages, where you can watch previously recorded webinars anytime. On behalf of Jack, Audrey, and myself, and the entire credit union, we truly appreciate you tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you. Any last words, Jack and Audrey?
Just want to thank y'all for having us. And for those of you that may be watching this on YouTube later, please reach out to us. Let's keep the conversation going. Everybody have a great Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you.